Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a recipe for you all. This is my version of Irish stew. So a really good kind of Sunday night family dinner. And some of the ingredients that you are going to need are some thick bacon, and I like this one because it is really thick. It's almost like a ham. And then some kind of either sausage. You can do Italian sausage. There's also Johnsonville also does an Irish sausage. You could do lamb or beef, or you could probably even do chicken in this recipe. The other thing you'll need is some carrots, an onion, some garlic, and some potatoes. Now these are pretty small potatoes, and I've even done smaller ones. Then you can do them whole, so like fingerling potatoes or anything like that that's kind of smaller. So when you have these ones that are a little bit bigger, a lot of times I just cut them in half and then quarter them, just so that they cook a little bit better. But you could do whole just like this as well. You just need to make sure that you poke some holes in them so that they cook thoroughly. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my sausage and remove them all from the package, obviously. And then what I'm going to do is, this has a casing on it, so I'm just gonna cut that off and remove the sausage from the casing. The next thing I'm going to do is just kind of, mix this all up. See the Moochie dog over here? Hoping that I'm going to drop something on the floor so she can eat it. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sausage and take, about a tablespoon and a half to a tablespoon, and just roll them into balls. Okay, so next you're going to put about a tablespoon or so in the bottom of a frying pan and get it nice and hot. You want it to sear the meat. We're not going to cook these all the way. We're going to just get a sear on them and then transfer them to another pot. So once your frying pan is nice and hot, which I think it is, you're going to go ahead and drop these all in. Like, since your pan is going to be nice and hot, you need to really keep an eye on these because they will burn rather quickly. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to add some water and a chicken bouillon cube. You can use vegetable bouillon cube if you wanted to, into this pot and get it boiling. I will leave the complete recipe down below so that you have all the measurements. So this is about a cup and a quarter of water. And then 1 chicken bouillon cube. And just add that in and get it boiling. Okay, so while I am waiting for the meat to finish cooking and the water to start boiling, I'm going to prep my vegetables. So I just take my carrots, cut off the ends, and then I just slice them. Down here, and we're going to go ahead and add our veggies in. At this point I add some salt and pepper. And give that a good stir. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do while my vegetables are boiling is I'm going to take, maybe the bag wants to cooperate with me. I'm going to take about, I would say 4 or 5 pieces of this ham out, or bacon, whatever you want to use. And then I'm just going to kind of cut it into chunks. Again, while that is just simmering up, I am going to preheat my oven to 375 and just get that going, because we're going to stick this whole pot once everything is kind of softened up and cooked together. We're going to stick that in the oven and let it cook some more. Okay, so this has kind of been cooking up for about 5 or 6 minutes. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add in my meatballs. then I'm going to add in my ham. Okay. And I'm just going to give that a quick stir. That all together. And then I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to this as well. So I'm going to throw about maybe a tablespoon or so, tablespoon of some Italian seasoning. As well as 2 or 3 bay leaves. And then I'm going to add a little bit of celery seed as well. And then I'm going to give that a good stir. Then I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm going to let it cook with the lid on for about 5 or 6 minutes. So this has been simmering for about 5 or 6 minutes, and I've decided to add one last minute ingredient just because I think it needs a little bit of green. I have some cabbage, so I just took a half a lettuce of cabbage, or half a head of cabbage, and just gave it a nice rough chop. And I'm just gonna, mix it in here. The nice thing with this is if you have very picky eater children, once cabbage is cooked, it's really hard for them to taste it. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it's got a lot of good vitamins and minerals and things like that for them in it. So I've gone ahead and added that in there as well. So now that that is all ready to go, I'm going to stick the whole pot lid, everything, into the oven, 375 degrees for about 20 minutes. If you don't have a pot that you can stick in the oven, you can always cook it in your pot on your stove and then transfer it to an oven safe dish and just cover that dish and do it the same way.